Okay, I'm sorry I got cut off there. Apparently, I have a 30-minute time limit on the video recording here. But back to what I was saying. So this will be a part two, I guess. So this is a part two, and what I was saying earlier is cognitive reserve, and we talked earlier about how all these different nerve synapses and endings will create a stronger memory. And so that is what your cognitive reserve is how many connections do you have attached to a memory, and those memories stay much, much longer. Um, and so your brain has an average of over 100 trillion synapses. So you have lots of different base tools, so to speak, to use with. You have a lot of nerves to use. You have to just use them. And so what does this look like? What does this look like? So let's say that the only information you knew about me was that I had a big nose. You have one synapse. You have big nose. That connects your thought process to Dr. Sam McGinnis. So if you damage that synapse or it dies, you lose that memory. Everything that you know about Sam McGinnis is gone. You have that connection is gone. But let's say you have multiple synapses to the concept of Dr. Sam McGinnis. He's a chiropractor. His daughter's name is Rosemary. He wrestled. He has a big nose. If you lose some of those synapses, you will still be able to work around and get the information from Dr. Sam McGinnis, or get the information and the memory of Dr. Sam McGinnis. This is how these nuns that had significant brain damage already were able to function normally, is because they had created enough synapses to allow a workaround. We see this all the time with different functions, different areas of your body, like your heart, for instance, has many, many different blood vessels. It's over redundancies that are interconnected with each other, so that if one gets clogged or broken up or damaged, you have many different ways that your body can work around to still get blood to your heart, because it's very important that your heart keeps beating for obvious reasons. So, what are some of the big takeaways here? Reduce gut inflammation, we talked about earlier. That's such a big component. We didn't really talk too much about it, but it's so huge. Your gut affects everything in your life. It's probably the I would say the number one thing that we should be focusing on in our health is our gut health. It's something that we can do so practically. Eating more prebiotics and probiotics, and finding what our food sensitivities are, and helping that is such a practical way of helping 80%, 90% of your gut inflammation to be reduced. So, and that makes a big difference. Getting out and exercising 20 minutes each day. Break a sweat. Like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Do aerobic type exercises, running. Getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Some of you, that's going to be next to impossible. Get as much as you can. Try to take naps. It's better than nothing. Don't get old. Obviously, that's not a possibility. That's why I bolded it. I thought it was funny. Learn something new each day. Memorize scripture. Meet new people. This has to do with cognitive reserve and neuroplasticity. So very important. I would say get adjusted to as well, because there was the research studies that I talked about earlier in the year where we tied chiropractic to neuroplasticity, and how chiropractic helps improve neuroplasticity. And so that is directly related, but obviously getting adjusted alone or getting seen by your chiropractor isn't going to prevent dementia. It's not. It's just going to help. Getting chiropractically adjusted too is also going to help you stay moving, stay exercised. There's plenty of research to show that, and that's going to help directly. So a chiropractic's role is going to be more of a supportive role with dementia. It's going to be to help you, basically help you live a lifestyle that is dementia risk reduced. So very reduced risk for dementia. Meeting new people is so very important, because there was a study that showed that people that lived alone or weren't very social had dramatic increase in risk for dementia. Dramatic, like 80%, something crazy like that. You have to create new bonds, and that is directly related to neuroplasticity and cognitive reserve. You have to have you have to create new relationships and new neuron synapse connections. And that happens a lot when you meet new people. Think about all the different emotions. Think about all the different, all the new information your brain has to store away. How active your mind is. All the people that are introverts are yelling at me probably right now, thinking to themselves, "Yeah, no, that's not going to happen." But even if you're developing a new relationship or slowly. You don't have to meet 100 new people in a day. You don't have to be surrounded by people. One-on-one is probably the best way to start developing these new relationships. Take one of your friends out. You people that are older, you people that are in your high risk group of 85 years old, take your grandkids, take teenagers out on coffee dates. Go to the hip coffee restaurants. They'll never say no. I don't know a single teenager or high school student that would not go out for a coffee with or get a tea with somebody that, especially if they were paying for it. So there's no excuse. You have to meet new people. Memorize scripture. I would say memorizing is important. Obviously, I'm a Christian. I would say memorize scripture is very, very important for you spiritually. If you're not a Christian, if you don't share those beliefs, memorize something. Memorize something. And memorize something that has emotional value. Don't memorize random things off the wall one day. Just memorize something that has emotional value, because that'll create a strong connection within your body. Another thing to consider too as well, and this is coming from someone who has got a grandparent with severe dementia. But even though the memory is gone, even though a lot of times these people get to the point where the dementia is so severe that they don't know who you are, the last part of the brain that goes, and a lot of times they die before this goes, is the parts of the brain that are associated with emotion. So even though they may not know who you are, they may not know where they are, they will remember how they felt. And they will remember how they felt when you were there. So that's something to consider too as well. And that can be very encouraging, and that can be very discouraging, but it's meant to be an encouragement. They will remember how you felt. So you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. That's all the information I have for you. Thank you so much. I'll upload this to Facebook. It'll be a 2-part series. And our next talk is going to be in January. We'll not have any talks in December. It's going to be on gut health and weight loss. It's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for this one. This is so big, especially since a lot of people have been struggling with trying to lose some weight, especially during the Christmas season. And a lot of it has to do with your gut, and it's not as much. The research that's coming out is showing that less and less has to do with how many calories you're consuming, and more to do with how what your body is doing with those calories. So, yeah, thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.